sorry ass DJ.
You can get some.
Metal detecting, simplified for newcomers. Exceptional stability in salt water. Waterproof up to 16 feet. Impressive depth and discrimination, similar to a high-end detector. All for an unbeatable price. Score, multi-frequency for all.
It's Thursday, it's 8 o'clock, and it's the Big Detecting Show. How are you, darling?
I'm all right, dear. You all right?
Yeah, chipper. I've had my tablets, I'm all right.
Ah, medication. That's what you need. If you want to be the best and stand out for the rest,
Medication gets me.
that's what you need.
up.
Well, good evening, everyone. Hello, dear. And another guest this week.
Another
And
guest.
lots of things to talk about.
We have, and one of them, and we'll give it mention briefly because I think we'll come back to it later because I know tonight's guest watched it last night and he thought it was pants. You've watched it and you were like, "Nyeh," and I haven't watched it yet. That was Finders Keepers.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. So we'll talk about that later.
We have some parish news otherwise, anyway, don't we?
Yes, we do. Yes, I thought I'd written it down. Detectomania.
Boom! Let's give a shout out to Detectomania up in Berwickshire, running on the 20th to the 22nd of September. So, as it normally goes, I think it's 2 weeks after Detectable. To find out more, can you visit www.lothianrelics.com or just Google Detectomania because I'm sure it'll pop up somewhere as well. So Gary's been sending me some information about that this week, and it's been up. That makes me laugh. What Philip Rills has just wrote. My second air detector has finally turned up 5 years after I bought it. I see. I know what's happening. Air detector's supposed to be run by the portability. Oh, I can't say that, can I?
No, he bought it off the British Museum. No, I'll be interested what it's like, Philip, if it's better than the first one. It's such a shame because it's amazing potential, that machine, and I think it's ahead of its time. The idea, it's just the technology might not be. But have you tried it yet, Philip?
Also, I've had a few things, and I can't speak highly enough of these. Coin pods from John Nicholson. Have a look on Facebook. You'll find, just put coin pod and you'll find it on eBay and what have you. But he's sent me two of his products over for have a bit of a review and play with. The one that I have been using, the smaller version, I swear by. I can't not use my coin pod. It's absolutely bob on. So these are a little bit bigger, and can't wait to see them. He also sent me a little spray bottle, coin pod spray bottle as well. I think that's got one of the best logos out of everything on it.
Yeah, that's nice. That is. Has inside the coin pod, has it got the gauge, the measuring gauge?
On one of them, no. But one of them, I'm pretty sure it has. Yes. And a mint coin pod sticker. So it's got a measuring gauge on it and a mint coin pod sticker. My favourite finds box. That and the Garrett. I do like the double-sided Garrett one very much as well. Yeah, got to give it to that, yeah.
Yeah, see, I've got one here, actually. The double-sided Garrett one.
Mine's a little bit dirtier than that. Dirty.
Oh, I like that. That's a lovely. It's big, but it makes sure you, and it's sometimes a nightmare to close. But I do like the Garrett one.
And I'm also using one of Monarch Designs as well. The newer version, the larger version. I'm using one of them. So I've got like my Garrett's in my bag in my back just in case.
That's what I've got, yeah.
Me coin pods attached to a lanyard on my bag so it don't lose. And then my big swirly quivel one off Monarch Designs with the coin on the printed on the top. That's in me little side pocket for top pocket finds, as idiots on telly call them.
Has it got the little lanyard on them? The ones that
not on these, no, but you know, it's easy enough to put a lanyard on, isn't it? I've got hundreds of them lying. I've got loads from bloody Rodney Cook and Rutus and everything.
Yeah, so,
true. Loads of them.
Philip Wills has answered about his Quest Air. It looks identical, apart from the box is a little battered and has a London Heathrow Airport sticker on it. I'll be interested how that turns out.
Is there any
to be,
Russian writing on the box as well?
Huh? Oh,
any Russian writing?
James has got home. His clutch went on his car. Christ, he has so much trouble with that car. It's unbelievable. He needs to find 2 nobles.
Stop getting a hairdresser's car and get a proper
well, he
Mustang or
thrashes it
something.
too much.
Get a
He
Mustang.
thrashes it too much.
Man's
Yeah,
car.
he's not allowed. Sent from China, Philip Wills. He says, "Really? Wow."
We've got
yes,
2 more
coin
guests,
post,
3 more guests lined up for the coming weeks. Next week we have Steve Tomlinson, who was on Digging for Britain last week, friend of the show. In a couple of weeks we have Donna Martin from the world's greatest speak pipes person.
I've got
our answer phone messages are profound, aren't they?
Yeah, I could play one. I've got it lined up actually.
Line it up. Should we put it on now? And then we've got another new name to the show. We've not had him on before. Thanks to Aunt Blakey for introducing us. Mark Hannam, who is a metal detectorist, and he also works in the coin department of Fielding's Auctioneers in Stourbridge. So we'll be looking forward to that. Evening, James Roberts, darling. How are you all?
James, all right? Do you want me to play this speak pipe?
Yeah. And then we can get that out of the way and get Jason on then.
This is a guest we've got coming on in a few weeks, an archaeologist and also a museum person. Very experienced, but she does like having a laugh, hence this message.
I think she also likes drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Here we go.
This is England calling, England calling. This is England calling. Barry Hellbadger, is that you? Already? We're sitting on the damn thing. Very, very unlikely to your chap. What? Anyhow, what is reported on Midwest? Think he may have drank the Calvados. Never received it. Either that or Posty had a jolly good New Year. Other thing, out in the field the other day, just dug my second denarius when a light aircraft banged ground very low. Bloody bugger, almost hanging out of the damn thing. Spies everywhere. Anyway, came off the field pretty quickly. Didn't want to get caught out, so careful out there, chaps. There's spies all over the place. Last of all, just want to thank you and your saddle maker for inviting me on the show. So, message to everyone out there. I'll be on the show 8th of February. Check in or not, I don't care. But send a lot of questions. It'll be very interesting. Lots of fun. Marvellous. Lovely to see you all there. Anyhow, tally who for now.
And she was very, very drunk.
No, that was sent 10 o'clock in the morning, but we're looking forward to having her on the show.
I think this is the apprentice that Tony Kaywood keeps telling us about that he's got.
But it's a lady.
He didn't necessarily tell us what sex they were.
Have your questions ready? So any questions you've got about museums, archaeology, and detecting even? Alcohol, yeah. Talking about alcohol, do you know what? I sat here tonight and there was a thud and it fell on my foot.
Oh, that sounds nice. A liqueur as well.
Where's that come from? I don't know. Anyway,
just sample it for us live in a moment.
No.
Okay.
I'm on coffee tonight.
Shall we bring on tonight's guest?
Yes.
Good night, Mr. Good night. Good evening, Mr. Hill. How the devil are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me back on. It's a lot less stressful this time. I'm more relaxed.
It's always
in the kitchen.
Stress-free with us.
I'm not in the kitchen, no. I'm normally in the kitchen if I'm doing a live stream, but now I'm sat in the dining room this time. So
I like your hat.
Thank you.
Why haven't I got one?
This is a prototype that I had done for Spring Detectable last year.
Oh.
Sorry, Dave. Sorry.
Have you got any?
Did you see what he did then? He looked up like he was below us in the audience in the.
I know.
Celebrity
Don't worry, Adrian.
Ooh. Goose me. Yeah, it's it's a nice hat. So, how are you, Jason? How's things been?
It's been pretty good. Yeah, I can't complain. I think I'm coming up to 4 years detecting in February. And it's just been a phenomenal experience. It really has. I've met so many different people, made new friends. God, my friends list on Facebook has gone through the roof by about 2 since I've been doing detecting. But no, it's just absolutely fantastic. I just absolutely love the hobby.
Have you noticed this week an absolute massive influx in people adding you as a friend on Facebook who are metal detectorists?
No, some have deleted.
Honestly, this week I think it was me and somebody else I've seen notice mention it, and everybody's put bloody getting new friend. I must have had about 15 new metal detectorists add me as a friend on Facebook this week.
Yeah, I get the ones. There's quite a few from America as well. If I don't know them, then I want to know whether they got any mutual friends. And just because I do detecting,
there's loads of mutual
do a bit of
friends,
YouTube. I don't necessarily mean I know you.
Dave, you know I don't go and book faces much. I've got 42.
Sweet.
So it has gone up, but I probably haven't looked at that for about a month. So, and they're all probably 18-year-old girls in bikinis. I don't know. We'll see. But,
what's your login details, Adrian? Again,
Adrian, my email address and the password. Don't tell everyone. Is SpankMonkey69. Yeah.
I asked him this week. For those of you who know the saga with me and my not internet emails, I've asked Adrian to reset it up this week and advise me what to use. So I've got a new thing on, and the first password was quite tasteful. The second password, not so much.
I don't. Well, it was Old English language, which I don't think would be replicated by a Russian or Chinese hacker. That's why I did it. Yeah, it's a type of name for fluid that's released from something. But yeah, Dave's got his emails, and he is posting out the prizes from Christmas. Dave's been very, very busy.
Honestly, you wouldn't believe how busy I've been. Honestly, I've not even sent an email where I'm supposed to have sent an email yet to somebody, and I've honestly mental. Sorry.
How's your YouTube going, Jason?
It's I'd like it to be a bit bigger, but
we all have that problem.
I reached a target that I was set out to do. I was told I'd never reach 1,000 subscribers. So that was my goal to do it. And I think I hit that back in March last year.
Oh, well
and now it's just, it's wherever it goes now. It's, I'm obsessed with going out metal detecting, and I've tried metal detecting without making content, but I can't do it. I just need to record what I find. I like sharing. But it's just where it goes now. It's just letting it free fall or free grow.
A lot of people, though, when it comes to making content, I mean, I can't stand having to get my phone out my pocket, and I have all the best intentions doing it and then don't. Whereas some people, I don't know if yourselves included, actually feel psychologically making that content gives them the ability to speak a little bit more and, help themselves psychologically.
Yeah. And before, it's like you, it was like getting the phone out the pocket sometimes became more of a ball ache to do it. And then I invested in what most people use is the old chest harness. It's just a case of literally pushing the button and it's rolling, and just video everything that you dig. And then when it comes to editing the videos, keep a little bit of rubbish in there to show the reality of it, and take out some of the stuff that you just don't want to show every week.
Yeah,
like the Roman shotters and stuff like that. I find Roman shotgun shells and Saxon shotgun shells every week, but people just get bored of watching them.
Yeah, it's I bank it in my head and write for the magazine, so I write what I see and do. But when I'm testing machines, I do make a note on my phone certain things because you forget. But I think going forward, maybe this year I might still start filming more, Dave.
You know what my problem is? I'd rather just walk around the field, not finding anything,
eating
singing
cake.
very loudly and eating cake.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
that's for Nikki, Soil Sisters.
Never heard of her.
She the quiet one or the not so quiet one?
The one that gets camper van stuck in the mud.
When it's off camera, I'd say they're equal. They are just such a laugh. But if you've never done an initiation drink of Sam's, don't.
I've been initiated.
I've helped Nikki carry Sam back to a room at a travel lodge, but that was about it. With bare feet, and because she got them wet, but I won't say how. That was interesting, wasn't it, Nikki, that day? But yeah, someone was, I won't say any names, someone was unconscious on the floor in their room when they got in. But yeah, I think I go out detecting. I do talk to myself.
I've got no surprise at that statement at all.
What's that?
I've got no surprise.
What?
Someone was unconscious on the floor of the room when you got there.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yes, very interesting, Adrian. Yes, it was. Especially when there's loads of pensioners on some sort of outing walking around hotel reception. There's this young girl wandering around barefoot, banging against the walls of the corridor. And I think that was only 5 o'clock in the afternoon or 6 o'clock.
That was Julian and Lisa, mate. It wasn't pensioners.
Yeah, that probably was. Just remember when I knocked on Jules' door at Rodney Cook, and he'd just gone to bed. It was about 3 a.m. He came out naked. But yes, like filming content, people love it. I mean, I go on YouTube YouTube and Instagram more than any platform. Not just to watch metal detecting, but how to wash your hair and stuff like, just general tips and tricks. But yeah, I think some people, yeah. But some people, more than ever now, we stream, don't we? And we've been able to watch people detecting it. It's, I don't know, it's a bit, is it AMSR? Is that what they call it? It's like relaxing. What? AMSR, it isn't it?
What's that?
Philip Wills, tell us, Philip. It is AMSR. Don't you know what it is? AMSR. It is
something that you get like blood poisoning when you're in hospital, isn't it?
ASMR, Philip says.
Autonomous sensory meridian response.
Oh, right. That's the dyslexic one I'm on about, MRSA.
Oh, no, it sounds, Philip. So, like digging the soil, the noise of a detector. And especially with the weather, it's been over like Christmas and New Year really wet. You can get that little bit of injection of the hobby in you for not getting out. Talking of Christmas, you've done all right, didn't you, Jason? Over December, you found a nice little find, didn't you?
Yes, one because I made a bucket list of 5 things I'd love to find, and Henry VIII hammered coin in absolutely stunning condition. I couldn't have asked for a better way to finish off the year, to be honest. I've been back to the field a couple of times since, but I think the way I look at it, my luck is I have one great find per field. Is probably what somebody's missed over the years. So that'll probably be that field finished for me now.
I probably have one per year.
You get monkeys. Yeah, you're right. It's funny though, because you get fields. You like one of my permissions. We've got a certain field, find nothing on it. Haven't found anything on it for years. And then because the farmer had put crops in the other ones beginning of last year, we went in and just said, I'll just see how it goes. Within half an hour, gold stater, boom. And it was literally that deep under the ground. And we've since been back this year and been finding January. Hammers, I found a load of Roman, a little dinky hammered on Saturday. And it's stuff starting coming up. And he hasn't deep ploughed it or anything. Though the weather at the moment, where it's been wet and it's starting to dry out, it's just right, the signals on my land anyway. very clay
Mine are
soil.
still, it's basically wetlands, my grass permissions. So as you're digging the holes, they're filling up with water as quick as you can dig the dirt out.
Really?
Yeah.
I know you've told us before, Jace, but what area of the country do you live?
In Herefordshire.
Oh, of course, yes. Should know that because we've actually spoke about it multiple times.
It's been, needless to say, the area's been hammered quite a lot. I think there was even a chap in our village prior to his death. They reckon that he amassed a collection of somewhat over 300 hammered coins from over 30 years of detecting. And when he passed, there were people not necessarily wanting to take the coins. They wanted access to the coins to record what he's found over the years. But his wife wouldn't even let anybody get near him to record them and stuff like that. But over that many coming up over that time, that's why I acknowledge, I'd love great land, but I reckon I'm picking up the bits that other people have missed. And it's just one of those things that I acknowledge and I accept. And if I want better land, then I've got to pluck up the courage, go and see another farmer and maybe even travel a bit further just to get some great land.
How far you've got to travel at the moment?
My nearest permission is 45 seconds.
Oh, that'd do, man.
That was the first permission I had when I started off with the Simplex, and I had a couple of silvers out of that field. And then obviously I think my furthest permission is probably at the moment a minute and a half by car. So I'm literally staying within the area.
Wait till you get to 2 minutes, mate. Oof.
You could get that's proper detecting and drinking, isn't it? Distance you can proper take a 4-pack with you in the summer and detect and just walk home. Oh,
well, I have acquired a bit more land through doing a favour for the farmer. I found his girlfriend's gold signet ring that she lost over Christmas, so I found that, and he's given me some more permission. It's about half an hour travelling, so I'm really pushing the boat out there. And I have to start taking in fuel allowance and stuff like that.
Yeah, mine's 15. One of my permission, the closest one is about 15, 20 minutes. And then the other one's similar, 20 minutes. But I've got another one lined up that's about 15 minutes. But it's, I personally, where I live, I've got fields opposite my house, but the landowner is a barrister down in Devon, and he's bought it for development, I think, and he doesn't want anyone to.
You've got no chance of getting on there.
Especially when someone found 1,200 Celtic staters a couple of years ago, literally 2 minutes from my front door, in his field. And the usual story, he'd been given permission by the farm manager, but not the landowner. And it all went pear-shaped because it all went. So there's stuff there, but just never get on it. Especially not now, but yeah, maybe when I retire, if I can just get a little electric bike, it will be a hoverboard probably by then, and then just hover on to a couple of fields with my detector. But yeah, having them on your doorstep is a dream. You'd like that, wouldn't you, Dave?
Yeah, James Barnes' furthest permission's about 400 miles.
Wow.
I'm just going detecting, my love. Where are you going? I'll be back in a couple of days.
Well, the furthest I've travelled to go detecting, sort of like just for myself, is over across the border into Gloucestershire, because it was my dad and me stepbrother that got me into detected, and they got some brilliant land in Gloucestershire. So I used to go over there every other weekend and go detecting with them. And yeah, it was worth going over there, some of the stuff that came up. But I'm just wondering if sometimes when they took me out, they took me onto maybe some of their worst fields and kept all the better finds for themselves, or maybe I was just new to the hobby and learning my machine and missing out on stuff as you do when you're learning.
Yeah, true. Do you detect on your own most of the time?
Yeah, it gets very, very lonely.
Yeah,
very.
Do you prefer it on your own though?
I don't mind go. I can be out with about 4 people, and we can have a bit of a chin wag, have a little break. It sort of like breaks the day up, and if you're not finding much, then you got a bit of interaction there. I've been out a couple of times detecting with people and had a bit of a laugh. But yeah, I wouldn't mind it. One person at least, just somebody to talk to if nothing's coming up.
Well, you've sent over, Jason, a fine array of images of some of your finds. So talk us through, if you will.
That's my Henry. That's the bucket lister that finished off 2023 with.
He's a good-looking lad on that, and a good, astounding portrait.
Yeah.
As I'm no expert because I don't find enough of them, so I'm always learning as I'm uncovering them. But according to the Spink book, I think that's the second coinage, and it's a groat as far as I'm aware.
I'm not nodding in agreement, by the way, because I've absolutely no idea.
Well, that makes two of us then. I just go by that one. Was on a group dig with Shrewsbury in Shropshire and Dudley Metal Detecting Club in, I think it was late November or early December. That's Henry VI half groat or groat.
Didn't like him. Look,
no,
it stabbed his face.
Take Scott said Spurs. I saw that. I thought it might have been an Edward III because of the little detail around the portrait, but no, it's actually Henry VI. That one, big thanks to Teza for helping ID that one. That was on a land that has been gridded practically by historians.
Wow.
And I've been on the Knox probably about 6 months or so, and up in right in the far corner, quite close to some barbed wire fencing. That was a screamer, and it was about 2 inches down on pasture. And it's a Charles I shilling, I believe.
Pareidolia, that's like when your eyes see and your brain see things that aren't there. Actually looks like there's a skull on that one.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Like a deep skull.
Yeah.
That one was probably the best silver I found with the Simplex. I think that's a William III half crown.
Yeah.
And that one, I think that was the first silver I found with the Knox. And that's is it 1 florin? Is that George V? Yeah, George V. That one, I think that one, I might be wrong. I think is it an Edward I? Percy will probably know that one. I found that one going out with the Core-Tech 10x5 for the first time on some family ground that has never really given anything to me apart from like modern coinage and mood tubes and stuff like that. So it was just going up there, testing on a bit of land, and that one was ringing in a 14 on the Knox. And no, that was an absolute banger. First time out with the Core-Tech 10x5.
Stupid thing.
I know. I've done that before. It keeps on doing it. That one, I would say, I think I may have found that one down in Somerset with the Soul Sisters. After I missed the first day because I was hungover. Thank you, Sam.
Really?
Yeah. The whole day. So we eventually got out for about 3.5 hours on the Sunday, and it was so humid. And I think that's the one I found down in Somerset with the girls. So yeah, I think it's probably Elizabeth I penny or 6 months. It's got the 3 little dots. Yeah. Now that one is a Queen Victoria, as a Vicky Bunhead, as we call it, a nice little 6 months.
It's been in a few Christmas puddings.
This one is actually an interesting find. That's two half. I found the one half, and then the second half I probably found about 6 months later, all on the same field, which I call my button field, because it's literally most of the stuff I dig up are those 4-hole buttons that are ripped off a farmer's shirt. So to find that, and it was literally as I was taking the photographs and getting them out of the little binder and to send to Dave, I was like, really? Put them up close again. I'm like, oh my god, it is the same coin.
Huh.
P. Cooley's just put something interesting in the chat. Would love to have an app quiz for coin ID.
Coinoscope.
No. Yeah, but one that is a quiz, like a quiz.
Oh, right, I'm with you.
So
blue face savage. I'm not wearing lipstick. I've just got bright lips.
I'm glad he's asked that question. I was wondering.
That one. Now that one could be. I wouldn't like to have a guess of that one. I know that I sent a couple of the ones that I was oohing and ahhing about whether they were an Edward or not. I sent some pictures over to Percy, the Mercy and Detectorist, and he's normally spot on when it comes to ID and hammered coins. So I couldn't tell you what that one is.
I think that's
would have ID'd it. It's probably in the video, but looking at it now, I couldn't tell you what that one is.
James?
It's Gary Cook the first, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
That one is, I'm pretty sure, that is my first hammered. My first ever hammered that I found, and I found that with the Simplex. And there is a lot of blue language in that video because detecting 3 months and one popped up, and I just, you have people like Detector Kev that have been doing it for over 12 years, and they had never found a hammered coin in 12 years. So there's a lot of blue language. I was really excited, and I also felt very guilty about the fact that I'd found something like that after a few months when other people have been detecting years and not found one.
I've got 4 now.
Yeah, it's true. Some people never find them, do they? Oh, that's got like a face in it, Dave. Look.
Yeah.
That one. Actually, no. Correction. This is the first hammer because it's so worn down. I remember it now because the shape of the left-hand image, the shape of it, when I broke it out of the coin ball, I first thought it was the edge of a 20p piece because of the bit at the bottom. So that one is the first hammered coin, and I thought I'd lost that one because I've got this knack about coming home. I get the coins out and I try to research them, and I don't put them away safely enough. And that one I thought went up the Hoover. And
I've had hammers up the Hoover. Yeah, I've had hammers up the Hoover.
I've lost one at the Hoover, and I even had to get the pinpointer out in the bag. And then the wife said, "Oh, I think that bag got emptied, and that went out in the bin." Come back a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
I had a William III gold that I got out on Christmas Day to show me father-in-law a few years ago, and he dropped it, and it rolled. We thought under the sofa. So it's like Christmas Day. You got all the family round. There's paper everywhere, presents. I pulled the whole sofa out, took all the cushions out, and I was adamant it was behind the sofa. We couldn't find it, and I'm thinking it's like 500-600 quid coin there, and the dog's going to eat it. I was saying. Literally cleared the whole lounge, and everyone had to come in the kitchen and the dining room whilst I was looking for this coin. And it was on the cushion of the sofa after about an hour looking. But yeah, it's funny how you lose them. I now have a place where I put my coins before I sort them out. But I've definitely had a few up the Hoover. That sounds wrong.
I look after them a lot better.
Sounds a little bit wrong. It does. Adrian's up the Hoover.
That was another stunning find.
Nice that.
Yeah. So that's
like a Hogwarts coin, that one.
George III Bullhead. I think that one's a sixpence, not the shilling. I think the shilling's slightly bigger, isn't it?
That's lovely, Dave.
But that was an absolute. There's something about George III that really appeals. He's my favourite monarch to find on the back of a coin. He just looks like your man's man, really big and butcher. He may not have been. He might have been. Scrawny little idiot, I don't know, but it's just something about the George III coins.
I think he was in a wheelchair, actually. Stephen Brain, Quest for Britannia. Hi, Stephen. He has 20 permissions and never found one. I presume he's talking about a hammered. That's, yeah, it will come. It will come.
They'll be there. And I keep telling myself this. I go over a ground, I try doing lines, and then I get bored, so I do a bit of random walking. and then you start thinking, well, nothing's come up. And I'm like, maybe I've just got nothing on it. But unless you actually really put yourself to doing those lines and gridding it properly, how much are you actually not swinging over? So just bear with it. They'll come, and you probably got one or two on there easily.
Grid it. Read about gridding. Google it.
So that's another Vicky. That one was a nice. I've only ever found one of those for 4p, and surprisingly rings up quite high on the knocks as well for a little dandy coin like that. Vicky Veilhead. Is it? Some people call him a widow head. Some call him a veil head. I think that one's a veil head, isn't it? I think the widow head's got more of veil
at the front. Yeah, thing. Dave knows what it is. He wears one.
That's the. It's actually
Thank you, Philip.
The Vicky pearl necklace one. That one.
That one I found is probably one of the last silver content ones I found when I was over with my dad on one of his permissions. Really nice sandy soil, easy digging. That blew my ears off when I was swung over that one. It's only 50% silver, I think, but it was still a cracking find. I think I had the best find of the day that day. That is my first ever coin found with a metal detector.
Wow.
I think that's a George II, I think, halfpenny. Yeah, so I've always got that one. So I took pride in display on the shelf because it was the first coin that set me on my way. That one is my favourite. You know, the Henry VIII is my best coin, but this one is my favourite because it's a what do you call it? A condor token, halfpenny token from the town of Newent in Gloucestershire, which is where I originate from. So you've got on the front there, you've got a crabapple tree with a shield at its base, and if it hadn't have been that badly defaced, you would have seen, I think it's a griffin on the face of the shield, and then on the reverse you've got all that lettering that spirals in towards the center, and then I couldn't get a decent focus on the rim of the coin, but around the rim it's actually got stamped in it payable at Newent. And that's so nice. To find a nice bit of history from my town where I originate from is just it's my favorite coin that I've ever found.
I've been lucky to find quite a few syringes and needles from my hometown.
I got to give a big shout out for Scott from Dirt Diggers UK for helping ID this. It was really crusty. And I could just about make out the tree like flowery arrangement on the front, but I without cleaning it really harshly because I wasn't sure whether it was a valuable coin or whatnot. Scott took some pictures and shared it around his people that he knows, and it's a Princess Charlotte mourning coin to commemorate Princess Charlotte's death because she was originally meant to ascend to the throne, wasn't she? And then because she died, I think it reverted back to her uncle George IV, I think, and then hence where the monarchy went down that particular timeline when it should have been Princess Charlotte. I think she died when she was 21, I think, something like that.
Yeah, you can see mourns on it.
Yeah.
That one there. Oh, I like
that. Yeah, that is my first Roman, and I found that at Detectable 2021, my first Detectable. And I found that in the presence of Tezza. He was literally about 8 foot away from me when I found it, and absolutely over the mark. We started off the Sunday, and I just said, all I want is one Roman coin. I'll be happy with anything Roman. and found it halfway through the Sunday. We got back, and then I tried IDing it in every book possible. Could not find a match, and I think it turns out it's a contemporary fake of its time. So, but it's still Roman, just a fake Roman when it was made. I got no idea on who they are. The only Roman coins that I ever keep on hearing about usually is a denarius or a Constantine. But I found that one on my dad's permission. That was my first proper Roman coin. Same with that one. I had 2 in one day.
What's your favourite period of coinage? Oh, what a geek, Adrian. What a question. Jason, what is...
I got to say, I do like finding the hammers, but I don't mind finding a Roman. I just don't think we got enough of the Roman that's happened in my area.
Yeah.
That was the last Roman I found on permission mine up the road. So there is Roman stuff. We have got Roman activity around it, but not masses. And that is literally the only Roman coin that I found on my permission.
Do you use anything? Do you use cleaning pencil stuff, or?
I got the composite cleaning pencil. I use on crustier coins, but nothing that old. I just oh, heaven forbid if somebody found out I was using something like that on a Roman coin, probably half of my mates would disown me.
You want a Brillo pad and
Brillo pad grinder, you know.
Yeah.
James Barnes, any skeets? No, not a skeet. But I did find what's the coppery type coins? They're a bit like a hammer, but they're not.
Potin.
No. Oh God.
I can't play your TikTok videos because my internet bombed out.
I wonder why you've gone a bit pixelated. If you want to find out more about Jason's find, subscribe to his YouTube channel. Give us is the Dark Knight Detectorist, obviously, if you type it in YouTube.
Yeah.
For those listening on the podcast, the Dark Knight Detectorist, and subscribe, give him a like, and also if you're watching here on your telly at home, scan that QR code. David, could you make it big, please? Dave, make it big.
Jetton. Yes, Jetton. David Evans, thank you. Yeah, I found a Jetton.
Just let me rub it.
Make it big.
Scan the QR code and you can follow Jason's YouTube channel. Let's get into 2,000 subscribers by May, June. That'd be nice.
I'd sacrifice getting the subs for getting more watch hours, to be honest. I think if I've got a next goal, it'd be acquire more watch hours to have the option to monetize. Not that, you know, we're never going to earn anything from it, but if I'm going to have a video, an ad played on my video, I want my 12p a year from it. It's just always reaching that milestone that gives you an option. I think if I got there, then I'd be happy with that.
You got kids, have you, Jason? Or child? Yeah, so look at it. Like, that's one of the reasons I want to start doing more.
Yes, Snake Rats, I am. Sorry.
More video content is because when we're gone, it will hopefully still be there. And if I could look and watch my granddad detecting back in the 70s with my dad on YouTube now, oh my God, I'd love it. Do you know what I mean? And we never had that. So we're almost being able to create this digital archive of our history. And all right, 10 years' time, maybe YouTube's going to charge you £100 a month. I don't know, but it's there. And then hopefully it won't get wiped. And
it's limitless storage as well, isn't it? It's infinite. It's not like the Google Cloud. Once you get so far, you then got to expand it and pay money. YouTube is just an infinite storage space for
at the moment. Yeah.
At the moment.
But I think it's something which I was thinking of. That it's nice our kids can look back and what an idiot! Look here, what's he got those boots on with them shorts for?
To
Do
be
you know
fair,
what I mean?
Tom says that to you already, mate.
I know he does. I know my son. Yeah, I'm fortunate. Jason, my son, was it last year, Dave? He came to Rodney Cook and Detectorist with me, and he loved it. Now he's got a Legend. He uses the Legend, and he's starting to use the Versa now. He's had a play with the Equinox and the Manticore, but he likes the Legend. It's nice and simple, but he's putting out better stuff than me. Most weekends we go out.
I can't go and get to it now because some of my usual storage cases of other bits and bobs and all that are like tucked away. But my boy's got one box where he was at the age you couldn't leave him alone, so he had to come out with me for about 3 or 4 hours, and we got him a little Go Find 22, and he'd dig. If he got a target, he would dig. He'd look over, and he was literally digging and digging. And he found a medieval strap end, really lovely detail on it, and he just like never let me live it down. He said, "Well, I got a better find than you so far."
Yeah,
and he would. It's like, the trouble with getting kids in it, if they're not finding anything, is keeping their mind on it. You know, if they're finding good stuff and they're digging it up, then he'll keep going. But it got to a point where he just wasn't interested. And the one time he was out with me, he was just down swinging. Got to the end of the line, and he said, "I said, find anything?" He went, "No." He said, "Well, I wasn't going to anyway." And I said, "Well, don't be defeatist. You know, like if you could swing over it." He said, "No, but I think my batteries went flat halfway down the line." He said, "I just didn't want to tell you." So I had to run back home to get spare batteries for him to carry on detecting with me.
Yeah.
Adrian, Scott DeBay says that you can pick up a mobile phone chest mount for 8-10 quid, and it's far easier to do your doings.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. Yeah, I haven't looked up those. Yeah. Because phones are as good as the GoPros, pretty apart if you're just walking, obviously not jumping
GoPros
around.
don't zoom in very well, do they?
I don't know.
Got one focal point, and
I'm not. Maybe I'll give it a go. Maybe. What about if I got one of my wife's bras and converted it? That'd work.
I reckon that'd work. I mean, she might not be best pleased, but it'd work.
Yeah, I might try that actually. I might try it out the front of the house tomorrow in the front garden.
And then you also want to get yourself some decent wireless microphones as well, so you haven't got microphone leads tangling around you and stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe that's a plan for this year. Yes, Philip Wills, not a fan of the fisheye effect on the GoPro. No, it confuses me a bit. No, I think I'll maybe I unless I got Polaroids.
Savage, I still got snacks. I get when I'm live, I'm a fidgeter, so what I tend to do is snack. So
Nick Berry might be a bit nipply tomorrow. All right, Nick. Okay, mate. Yes. Shall we do a bit of the wall, Dave? Because it's a good one this week, if Jason doesn't mind.
Right, carry on.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Should we do a bit of Hadrian's Wall? I haven't got it up.
That's what she said.
Come on now, Adrian. Better than that.
Right. Have you done this before? I'll share screen. Why do I get so confused doing this? Right. Let's do this. So this week, it's something which I don't think will be very easy to identify. But let's go. So we have numbers, as usual, from 1 to 32, and behind there is a find someone has made, and it's been listed on the Portable Antiquities Scheme website. So, David, if you'd like to...
No, Jason's the guest.
Oh, Jason. Pick a number, Jason. I forgot you were there. Sorry.
I'll have my favourite number 10, please.
Maggie's Dan.
It's not a pork scratching.
Ange says 12. Liam Perrins Worcester sauce says 11. Philip Will says an annular brooch.
No. Oh, he's
I'm gonna say an anamorphic strap end.
No.
John Clayton 22. Stephen Brain 20.
This is 2 pictures. So this is the face.
Oh, right.
Steve Cord 18. Carl Ellis 19. Blueface Savage says, is it a brick or britch?
A brick.
B-R-I-C-A.
Like 2 hearts close together on the...
Oh,
is that love token?
No.
And is that
Snake
a crown
Raps,
above it?
Matt Blakey says 14. Andrew LAX says 4. Is it a brick?
Is it a
No.
seal?
Is it a Roman
No.
tile dog print?
No.
Cow pat?
No. Oh, it could have been a cow pat. No.
Close up hammered?
No.
Bums?
Yeah. No.
2 love hearts with a crown? Viking
Wow.
poo? Adrian's wall, a strap end? Cufflinks, lead, ring, token?
Who said cufflinks?
Andrew LAX?
Well done, Andrew. You have won £500 kindly donated by Jason.
Thanks again, Jace, for that.
So there we go. Post-medieval, the button is so... he's a cufflink.
Come on, start again.
It's a cast pewter cufflink button or stud of crown and heart type, which Jason got, dating to the post-medieval period, 1662 to 1700. It's circular, decorative, and relief.
Can you finish it off with one of your tongues now? One of your posh people voices?
Subsequent action after recording, it was returned to the finder. Right. Well done. I quite got excited with that one because that's quite an old cufflink, isn't it? So nice little find there.
I would never have thought of cufflink either. My first thought would have been like a leather studding.
The next guess after that was actually the Mercy and Metal Detecting said Charles II at cufflink.
Ah,
well done, Percy.
Yeah, well done, Percy. Crikey. Yes, it doesn't look like a cufflink. The pads might be wrong, but the flow, sorry, but that's what they said. So it could have been a stud for a pair of pants or something, but a very fancy potman, Philip Wills.
Yeah, Philip, you can stop guessing now.
No, he's after the £500 prize. That isn't really £500. I found one on the RCM Detectorist. Well done, David. Oh, great. A James Barnes stud, yes. And you might be, but hell.
Yes, I am. Thank you, James.
So, Jason, this year, have you got any plans to go to any rallies, events?
And it's only January, and we're already asking.
Yeah. Normally, around about this time, I'm already prepping to, start saving to go to the Detectables. But I think this year I'm going to give Spring Detectable a miss and put me money to try and get a ticket for RCM after hearing what a laugh it is, and not to mention the good cause that the money goes to and all that. I think I'd quite like to try an RCM this year, and also Autumn Detectable as standard. Always go to. I've never missed an Autumn Detectable since started going.
Steve Cord says, is there a spring detectable? Apparently so, Steve, but I've not seen any information about it personally as yet. Adrian?
No, I think it's imminent. Something's going to be announced very, very shortly. So let's hope they have the magic teapot there, Dave.
It's quite a small one, though, isn't it? The spring one is quite... they don't have so much going on.
Yeah, I mean, I can only ever remember the COVID one. Do you remember, Dave, the one after COVID? What was that, 2021?
Yes.
2020?
That was
And
the
that was
hot one,
lovely.
wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, well, for spring, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was just no one could hug each other or get too close, but it was.
We still did though, didn't we?
Yeah, we can say that now. And Digger Dawn got drunk on hand gel
And
sanitizer, and it was just lovely. It was really, really nice. That was.
It was. Back to your cufflink, Adrian. Mercy Metal Detecting says the two hearts represent the marriage of Charles II to Queen Catherine of Braganza.
Yes, I've got a couple of silver ones. They've got a name, Love Heart cufflinks. I found a few of those. But yeah, James Barnes teapot. Oh yes.
We've talked about your coins. We've looked at your coins. When it comes to relics, what is your favourite relic that you've discovered?
Oh, that's got to be my ringing crotal bow. And again, that came up on a field that had been gridded by historians looking for particular artifacts relating to a particular battle that's gone on in my area. So basically, that field had literally been done, and I'd wasted hours and hours over it. And then I thought, well, give it a go. And I got there and just unearthed this crotal bow, took it home, cleaned it, and it was a ringer. And I wish I'd have taken a photograph, or wish I'd have had it on here to give it a little bit of a ring, but it's tucked away with some of my other bits and bobs. I've only ever found one fibula, which is a child's fibula. Oh, excuse me, I'm starting to get cramp.
He just trumped like I did the other week.
Yeah, I just heard a trump. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no.
You got. Oh. You know, what is it with cramp? You get cramp, Dave, don't you? I don't.
Getting old.
I've been all right since I've started taking whatever tablet I take.
Well, I suppose I'm only 30, so I suppose I've got it to come in the future. Nick Berry just says there's some amazing prizes to be won on this year's RCM. Well, there was last year, there is every year, and thousands of pounds worth of metal detectors. Although that was quite bizarre. Detectable this year, where they were handing out like a grand cash, weren't they, as prizes?
I think I was two prizes away from the. Yeah, two. I think I was two prizes away from the Manticore, which is what I was after.
Didn't you win something though?
Yeah, I won the Legend Pro Pack.
Yeah.
So, and I was hoping to be able to use it in some of my videos, but unfortunately, the imminent need for a clutch being done on the car sort of like put a stop to that. So yes, I put it up for sale, and I eventually did sell it. So now I can get the car booked in for a clutch replacement, which means I can attend all these big events this year without any problems.
Mm. Did you get a Manticore? Are you saving up for a Manticore? Because you've got a Nox.
I've got a Nox 800, and I borrowed a Manticore off Marcus from Nox 211 at Detectable. Didn't find a lot with it because I think the grain was highly mineralized anyway. I just literally wasn't walking over anything, but it just felt so nice. It was lighter than the Nox, to be honest. I like the interface. The tones as a given because I just like the Mind Lab tones. And I just thought, yeah, let's just do it. If we're going to upgrade, you might as well just skip the 900 and go for the Manticore from the 800.
Yeah, Stephen Brames asked what events we're going to this year, Adrian, you and I.
We're going to be at the Birmingham WI in April on the 4th.
Birmingham Women's Institute?
Yes. And we're going to be at
Caithness AA meeting as well.
Yes.
Don't forget that one.
No. We're also at Malden Scout Group on May the 6th, but no adults are allowed. And Tony Kaywood, I'm really sorry, but you can't come.
There's the WASP event as well, isn't there? But yes, not WASP, the band, the acronym.
Yes. No, Stephen, we're definitely going to Detectable. Well, look, we go where we're invited, and Pete Terrell, lovely guy.
And we've kindly been invited up to Detectomania, haven't we? So
yeah, Detectomania.
Hopefully be going up there, definitely.
Rodney Cook, without a doubt, will be at that.
I'll be at
Pete.
several of the Ministry of Detect events. One in June, which if you are looking for an event in June, weekend up in Cumbria, have a look on the Ministry Detect Facebook page and learn more there. Very much looking forward to them events because I had a stormer last year. And even Shane's booking time out for them because he enjoyed them so much as well. And then they've got a big announcement for a big event coming up. And the location is absolutely phenomenal if he gets it. If he gets it signed off.
Interesting.
He's got it. He's got the agreement, but he's just waiting for it to be signed off.
I hope to get out a lot more this year. Things that I'm going to have a little bit more time this year to get out. So Joan Allen sadly has disappeared. That was a great event which I went to last year.
Are they not doing the events because it changed from the Joan Allen to an actual Joan Allen events page, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think it can be called Joan Allen, but maybe it'll be something else. But yeah, I think we'll definitely be at Rodney Cook this year and Detectable and maybe some others, Dave, mightn't we?
Yeah.
I think what was nice at Detectable, we were right next to Pete, weren't we? And what's her name? I've forgotten her name. Helen Chamberlain. And it was so nice sitting there for like 2 or 3 hours over a beer chatting about...
I love Helen Chamberlain.
Yeah, my son got a picture with her. He sort of was like 5 watching her on.
I got hugged by Helen Chamberlain.
Andrew with LAX says the event will still be going ahead, just not JA, I believe.
Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, because of So it's just nice listening, talking to Pete. The complexities behind an event, and I know this very well from Rodney Cook, but like Pete was explaining, for us it's just turning up, going in fields, detecting, but all the stuff behind the scenes they have to do, and you always have this underlying worry it's going to pour down with rain all weekend, which has happened in the past, and it went really well. We enjoyed ourselves, didn't we, at Detectable?
Scott DeBay asks when there'll be a big metal detecting show rally. For all the reasons Adrian's just mentioned, that'll be quite difficult because of our working life, etc.
If there is one, and there could be one, there is potential. There is potential. It will go. The money will go to charity.
We have discussed
there is potential.
You could get Shane to help you do it, can you?
Oh,
they all live up there, and I live down here. That's the only thing, isn't it? But we get Dave. Should we just organise one and get Shane to do it all?
Why don't we organise one and let Gary Cook organise it all and run it all, and we'll just call it the something
Big
different.
Cook rally, Big Cook Detective. But no,
did you say Cook then? The Big Cook?
Yes.
I'm glad you said that.
But I'm quite fortunate. I've got some big permissions, and I've also got potential for a permission which has got, without giving too much away, toilets and burger vans on site every single day of the year. So it's a sort of area that has amenities and land around sort of Essex, Suffolk area. So it's there on the cards. I think we will do something soon.
Adrian, we can't do a car boot sale while it's active,
Well, that'd be a good idea. A car boot? No, but that would be a good idea.
I've got permission for our group to do one. A car boot sale in Cheshire.
What was good at Rodney Cook was the Nick Berry's stall. If you're watching Nick, you'll laugh. Was the table which had all metal detecting things on, secondhand. People had donated. It was like a jumble sale, and you could buy it, and the money went to Rodney Cook.
And I'm still gutted that I didn't pick up the bloody carbon fibre Knox shaft.
Yeah, and I got a stainless steel spade. I don't know what make it is. It's not what's his name? Noble, but it's a similar one for 10 quid. And there were some really good things on there, weren't there, Dave? Like coils and everything. So,
mate, we were there all the time because everyone else detected me and Adrian like that.
Well, it might have something to do with the lady who was doing it, didn't know anything about metal detectors. She said, how much is that worth? I went, £1. No. We didn't do that. But no, it was my idea, not my stall. No, it was your stall, Nick. You were on it all day. It was a very good idea, Nick. And I reckon that raised quite a few £100 for Rodney Cook towards the 108,000 they made this year. So, yeah. Nick Berry, do it. Oh, gosh. Steve Barnett. Hi, Steve K. Back in the UK now, mate. Oh, good. That's nice. But you're looking at getting a Manticore, you said, Jason.
Yeah.
Will you have one before Detectable, do you feel?
Not before Detectable. If I can get one by the end of the year, I think I'll be pushing it. If I can get somewhere close and then sell the Knox to make up the difference, even if it means not going detecting for a couple of months, then it might be something I might be worth doing, especially come the Black Friday area. You know, you can get one for about £1,600 in the Black Friday deals like we did last year. It's just as long as it takes to save up for one, but I'll get one eventually.
Di Evans has just reminded me it was actually him who got that lovely carbon fibre shaft off that stall.
Dave,
anyway.
Dave, you know Rodney Cook, without saying any names, you got in someone's van and fell asleep without them knowing. He can get a good price on Manticores, can't he?
If he wants to send one down to me, to sort of like show a novice using it, then I'm quite happy to do that.
You got in someone's van and we were going to steal things out of it. And we'd been drinking. And the gentleman...
where? Detectable or Rodney Cook?
Rodney Cook. He had a toilet in there right next to his pillow. Back in the tent. I'll talk to you after the show. But he might be able to sort you out, Jason. Not in his van, but detector-wise. But yeah. I think, though, the thing is...
I'm with you.
The penny
he
drop.
would, though, wouldn't he?
He would,
sort out. Yeah.
Yeah, just anyone watching, just send a Manticore down to me, and I reckon I'd probably do a good video on a complete absolute novice trying to use something more complicated than a PC computer.
I've got a Manticore, and I can honestly say it's one of the best interfaces on a detector. It is good. The only downsides that there's a few things like the power, but you don't expect to get 60 miles to the gallon out of driving a V8 car. But it's a lovely machine to use. It is good, and I think it's a sort of machine like the CTX you will keep for 10 years. It's not the sort of IKEA style detector that you'll buy and upgrade in 2-3 years. I think there's so much on it to learn.
What you mean, like the Maplin Special?
Well, no, it's more certain machines now that people will buy and then in 2 or 3 years upgrade to a better one and then a better one after that. Why has my Google suddenly come up? I think the Manticore's got so many options
to do. I absolutely love these when people write something, and I presume they're writing memes or whatever they're called, not memes, the bloody little emojis. That's the word I'm looking for. Scott DeBay's put, Staffordshire Searcher, person turquoise waving speech. I love
person turquoise waving speech.
Person turquoise waving speech.
Oh, he does his kung fu judo thing tonight, doesn't he? But yeah, I'm sure you'll get
back now. Yeah.
If
they hadn't come out with the Manticore, I probably would have kept the Knox pretty much for life. It's just I've adapted to it quite easily. I think the big mistake I did was I was like looking at YouTube videos, people's different programs just after getting it, and instead of learning the machine, so I started tweaking it to what these people do. But their land is always different. But given the time, resetting it and just getting used to it, the tones and the numbers and stuff like that, and it's just one of those machines that I've really gelled with, and I probably would never get rid of it if they hadn't come out with the Manticore, and the Manticore just looks amazing.
Thanks, Jace.
Stephen
You just
Cord,
reminded me to put mine on charge.
Stephen Cord, everyone uses acupoint with their manticores. Yeah, there are a lot of people using acupoints with the manticores. You do see that a lot. But the acupoint,
I'm using the Quest Max, is it? X Pointer Max. It's got the discrimination in it as well. So a couple of times it saved me from digging down more because I've got the pointer in there and it's told me that it's iron. So just fill the hole in and on to the next target.
I hurled mine about 50 feet.
You don't like the Quest, do you, Dave?
I did, but then it just became a worthless piece of tool.
Shit.
Yeah, I think I reckon MineLab must be working on a new type of pinpointer because you've got the MI6 from XP and MI4, and they're cracking little pinpointers. And then the acupoint come along, and that's just.
Some people are still saying they got issues with the was it the Pro 40? Is it
Profine 40? Yeah, I've got one here. Oh no, I gave it to Philip Wills. Won it. Sorry, yeah.
I think they need like a digital interface, like the acupoint's got something a bit more. And
well, it's really weird because since the weather's been a bit wet and claggy, I've been running my hand over the coil with a clod, and I haven't been using the pinpoint lately. You don't have to have a pinpointer, do you? But I think with the multi-frequency machines picking up things like 177 pellets, like easily 6 inches down sometimes, you can't see it with your eyes. So the Nocta acupoint runs at, I think, 20 hertz. So it's well up there, whereas other brands are a lot lower. So it really can find small things. And you've still got your acupoint in you, Dave. Still loving it.
Acupoint is, for me, a revelation when it comes. I had the original Quest. I had that for years until it finally gave up the Ghost. And I've had. I mean, the Garrett isn't bad, but the acupoint, it's the original. The acupoint beta was difficult for me. Shane had that to do the testing on and the feedback and what have you in the videos. I got the other one as the obviously when that was released, and it's just mind-boggling how it's like, why have I been missing this all my life?
What do you dig with, Jason?
I've got yes, mate. I've got the Blackadder. I don't know which one it is, but it's got a D handle. I don't like T handle spades because I do all of my digging with one hand. Just flip the clod over. So yeah, I think it might be the Spartacus. I don't know, but it's a stainless steel Blackadder with the D handle. My digging trowel is a self-made one because I'm a welder fabricator by trade. Didn't see the point in spending 35, 40 quid for a digging trowel when I made two different types for different purposes. So that's what I use. And I also made my own sand scoop as well. And if anybody wants to know how good my sand scoop is, if they pop over and watch South Coast Detecting, Aaron is using one of my sand scoops I made for him, and he has really tested that thing to the limits on the shingly and the stony beaches that he digs in.
Blakey said you've got the Spartan, Jace.
Spartan, is it? Thank you very much.
Stephen Brown said he's going to show me how easy the Q30 is.
It's currently due for repair because I think something's happened to the coil or it's something.
I did use the Q30 for a while. I bought it as a backer, and it isn't a bad machine. Maybe it's because I didn't have any problems with it. But then it got to the point where, I only needed one machine to spend out. I think it was like 400 quid when they were out, and now the Q35 is about £300, so it's £100 cheaper than its predecessor. But no, I think I don't mind the Quest pointers. They seem to be doing what they do for me.
They're cracking, Quest pointers,
and that's pretty much just, you got to go with what works for you. Some people like the Garrett. I had the Pulse Dive. That was a cracking pointer, but once I paired it with the Simplex and then I sold the Simplex, every time I turned on the pulse dive, I'd have about a 4-second delay before I had any tones coming through.
I thought you were going to say it started crying because it got rid of mummy.
Yeah, probably was. Yeah. So you don't have a backup machine, Jason?
I don't at the moment. If anything happens to my knocks, I'm going to be creep without a paddle.
Have you got
Or
a
a
coil
metal
strength or
detector.
not?
Yes, but that machine gets treated like an additional child. When we go out, it gets strapped into the back seat. No order lie, the seatbelt goes around it. That thing is not going anywhere. And when we go away on holidays, it's the last thing to go into the car because I don't want anything going on top of it. I just I love my little girl, and she's doing me all right considering the quiet land that I've got.
Have you made any changes like the arm cup or anything like that?
Nope. No. When I bought it, I bought it on eBay as a package. It came with a MindLab 15-inch coil, some sand scoops, spades, and God knows what for 900 quid because the bloke bought it brand new, and then we had COVID, and he assembled it. He never got the chance to go out, so he ended up selling it. So I bought it. And before that arrived, I bought myself the Telenox carbon shaft. So that arrived first. That was the first thing that went on because I watched all the videos and all I could hear was the Nox playing a flute noise when it was a windy day. And I thought, I'm not having that. So the stock coil, the stock shaft never got taken out of the box.
I highly recommend Detecting Innovations. I think it's aluminium arm cup that goes on the I've got that on mine and it's brilliant. It's fantastic. It's so nice, so comfortable, solid. But I've had 3 coils on my 800. It's on the third one because of the snapping. But then saying that, it's had a good hammering. What, 5 years now? 6 years the Nox has been out?
Steve Cord says, all I've seen so far with the Manticore, it picks small nail studs, quarter hammers and tiny Romans. Is it worth the money really for that? Don't hate on me. We'll never hate you, Steve.
No.
Steve loves his legend, and
yeah,
good to him. It's everybody has got a particular machine they like. I'm got no shame in admitting I'm a MindLab fanboy.
Do you know where he got the legend from, Jace?
No.
He won it on the Big Detecting Show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Giving back to the community.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's no, it's a machine that it's not in a league, and some people will take this the wrong way. It's not in the current league. It costs more money, but there's a lot more to it. And I think some people buy it, don't find stuff, and sell it. But it's just, I don't know how to explain it really. It's a bit like in the 60s when you bought a Morris Oxford and you knew you were going to keep that car for the next 10, 15 years. Whereas at the moment we're buying EVs and we're chopping them in every 3 years. So it's got all the tools and whistles and bells to do stuff. The only thing I would say I really do not like about the Manticore, I actually really hate more than anything, is the clips for the shaft. Oh God!
Oh, cam locks.
Cam locks. They're not great. The Vanquish. Fantastic.
Adrian just needed to have a reboot then, didn't he?
I did.
Is that because they don't lock in a fixed position? They can twist on.
Look at the Vanquish, right? And the Quest and the Rutus. You know, they've all got sort of their shafts with the cam locks, and there's no twisting. The CTX 3030, but the Manticore, for what you pay for it, I think it should have a nice sort of rectangular shaft with cam locks like the Vanquish. I don't know why they didn't just use like the Vanquish shaft. It would have made it a bit heavier, but maybe it was weight thereafter.
Fleeting glimpses. No idea who Fleeting Glimpses, but they say, shouldn't you be in bed by now? Now, I'm not sure if that's me, you, or Jason, or somebody in the chat. Might be me because this is my late night of the week.
Oh, dear. Steve Cord, Vanquish, I love. Yeah, it is a great
Blue Shade Savage says, bollocks. Yeah. Are you digging it? Says, I've used the pulse dive for 18 months and loved it, but the acupoint is fantastic. The pulse dive isn't going anywhere, so that's my backup.
Yeah, it'd be nice if you had a backup machine, Steve. Maybe people could start sending you money or something, or maybe if you find 2 gold nobles this weekend. Are you out this weekend?
I am over to Ludlow on a group dig with Shrewsbury and Shropshire Metal Detecting Club again. Unfortunately, it's meant to be very, very wet and very, very windy.
I was with Dudley for a while, Jace. I've just not been able to get back for a while. But I was going to Dudley when they were Dudley. In fact, it was pre-COVID. I was going with Dudley. Remember that?
They're you know, and I'll give them a plug. They are a fantastic little group, and they only charge 15 quid for a day.
They've joined together now, haven't they? They become one group. Yeah,
50. I think they put on one group dig, and it was on a very, very small bit of land, so they only had so many members that could take on there, and they put the money up to 20 quid for this particular day. And it was like somebody had thrown a handful of shit at the fan. It literally just hit the roof. People were moaning, your group digs are normally 15. Why are you suddenly charging 20? And it was all to do with keeping the farmer happy, you know, and being able to get more land. And, you know, 20 quid is a bargain for a day's dig. But to find these boys that are doing 15 and, you know, they're within a vicinity of me for traveling for about an hour, they're ideal for me.
I'll have to meet up at one of the future digs. In fact, I need to get John on the show. He was running Dudley, and obviously he's part of the admin team for that. It'd be an interesting chat.
It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry. It's funny how people see the money side of it, because you're right. It's all the farmer at the end of the day. There's a very, very good club not far from me, which I've been on a few of their digs and been to their meets. £5 for the day, and that's in Essex. So you've got Roman, you've got all hell and all stuff. So, but it's
if you can get up to Gloucestershire, Gloucestershire Detectorist or Gloucestershire Detecting, they do. I think it's 20 quid for the day's detecting, but all the money goes to the farmer. They're a non-profitable club, and that's another great thing. You know, they've set it up for people that can't get permissions, and they need somewhere to detect, but they're also giving everything back to the farmer, which is just it's another plus for them, really. I think they've rubbed a few people up the wrong way by doing that, but it's just part and parcel of it. And now we've got more clubs coming out, more people able to run it as a business, and obviously it's going to take a hit on them if you've got somebody that's giving everything back to the landowner itself.
Before we go, I'm just going to jump on to some images that have just been sent to me.
Oh God! Rob Random send them?
No, sadly not. One of Jason's permissions is also shared by one of our other regular viewers, Dominic Tomczyk, and he sent some images over. And the first one, obviously, it tells a tale straight away of the area. A Hereford token.
That looks like a barrel in the middle of it, doesn't it?
Something brewery with Fair and Street, Hereford.
Yeah, Hereford Brewery.
We've never actually met up. Yeah, we share a permission, but we've never actually been able to meet up and go detecting yet.
Dominic's ace. His daughter's come with him to Detectable as well.
Oh dear. I think Dave's son's on the PlayStation or Xbox.
I made sure my boy was off the internet when I was on here tonight. I said, an hour and a half, no, please.
We had a funny one a few years ago where I came offline and I managed to get back online tethering on my phone. And after the show, after having a few cans of beer, I went out in the garden with a torch looking for what it was, and a mouse had chewed through the bloody electrics. Sorry, Dave, you all right?
I was going to. There was a video Dominic had sent as well, but obviously when I try playing videos, the internet goes like that to me. So apologies.
It's a problem with dial-up, isn't it? That's the only problem.
Because you can't play that video, can you, of my TikTok of that little thing that I made?
I thought you meant the other video.
So I literally, it's just 2 steps away. Give me a second. I'll go and get what I made.
He's gone, Adrian. He's gone. Where's he gone? I like his chair.
Oh, that can't be comfortable though.
Oh, they are them. Proper Welsh
It's
chair,
like-
that.
It's like sitting on a pew, church pew.
Is that chair
It's
of
like
you
a
sitting
episode
on?
of Blue Peter.
Is that chair you're sitting on Welsh?
I don't know. It's wood. I like sitting on wood.
Did he just say that, Adrian?
Oh dear. There you go.
Let me put it on big screen. Oh, he's good, isn't he?
Did you make that?
Yeah, I made that. Even if you can see there, you got the little tractor prints
Huh.
in the soil. The little trowel in the hole that he's just dug. He's got his little finds pouch. His wireless headphones.
That actually looks like a shitting bucket as opposed to a pipe out.
And there he is holding a gold coin. And there it's aptly named The Moment, because the moment will come eventually.
Must meant that, mate.
And it's what I use to put any rings that I find on the beaches and stuff like that. Just literally put the rings on it. That's my ring holder.
Did you do that at work?
No, do it in my own time. I don't ever use work facilities. No, I do a little pottering. My father-in-law's got a little garage workshop that I can go up there and tinker around when I'm bored.
Nice.
And I'm just making little things like that. Get an idea on my head, and I just have to craft something up to cure my boredom.
Brilliant.
Adrian
Nice
does
one,
that.
John.
That's why he's wearing glasses. Curing
And I've got
boredom.
very hairy palms. No.
Anyway, it's the end of the show. As I said earlier in the show, don't forget to go and look at, obviously, Jason's Dark Knight Detective YouTube channel and of the same name on TikTok.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of the TikTok, but I kind of did it as a hope of bridging the two divides and hoping to get some come over from one to the other. And you don't. You got TikTokers and you got YouTubers, and you get the small amount in between that do both. You can't force one platform to come over to the other. Don't work.
You're on Instagram, Jason.
I do. I am on Instagram, pretty much the same name as well. I do post stuff up on there every now and then as well.
And don't forget to go and visit, if you are interested in Detectomania, from the 20th to the 22nd next year in Berwickshire in Scottish borders, lothianrelics.com. And we'll be back next week, joined by Steve Tomlinson, mudlarker, archaeologist, and he was featured on last week's Digging for Britain. So thank you all for joining us as ever. Jason, a pleasure as ever.
I've been reading everybody's comments in the chat. I'm sorry if I wasn't responding to them. I don't really want to seem like I was being rude and talking over you two when I'm reading, but
I was being rude
there.
I was being rude and ignoring them, Jason.
People take the time to ask me something. I take the time to read it, and it's like I say with my channel. If you leave a comment, I reply to every comment because I'm that small. I got the luxury I can reply to everyone. You take the time to leave me a comment, I'll take the time to respond to you. That's the way it should
I don't
be.
even respond to my emails.
No, he doesn't. Doesn't even talk to his wife.
Got one.
Huh?
What?
Thanks, Jason. I appreciate you coming on. Thank you, everyone in the chat tonight, and thank you, David, for hosting the show.
It was a pleasure to be back, and it was thank you for making it far more relaxed this time. And anytime you get desperate again, then I'll come and fill a small slot, as they say.
So you want a monthly slot?
Coming next week.
Again, thanks everybody, and we will see you all same time, same place next week. Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.